Gruden for many years was the lead announcer for Monday Night Football on ESPN. I just want to start here, even if he felt the way that he did about things, and we've all done things we regret in life. But I was always taught as a media member, if there is a hot mic, if there is a camera, if you want to put something in writing, be cognizant of what you say and what you put in writing. And it's like, I'm going to be very cognizant of what I put in my emails, because I'm going to write an email as if it could get published in the New York Times. That's kind of my background of everything what happened. But what were your thoughts about Jon Gruden resigning as head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders?
I thought it was necessary. I thought it was the right thing to do. Now, and to get to your point, what I was taught when it came down to the media, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, anything on social media, a hot mic or saying whatever, if you got to think twice, you shouldn't say it. If you got to think twice about what you about to write or what you're about to say, that's probably something you shouldn't say it out. So that's what I was taught on that. But as far as like Coach Gruden resigning, it's just sad to see, because I actually know Coach Gruden, but that's who you are. You know, that's what you've been doing for a long time. You know, you are what you are at home usually comes out in public. That's what usually happens. You know what I'm saying? And I think I've learned this through coaching kids and how they act, because I always say everything starts at home. So, you know, kids come in and they got a potty mouth and they're very disrespectful, and it's huh, it's not yes, it's shut up, it's not be quiet. All that start at the house. That start at the house. Because if you was taught right at the house, you'll act the same way in public. But the fact that you're not doing that is an issue. So for Coach Gruden, it's just sad, you know, especially being around all those kind of people. You know what I'm saying? You've been around, you know, different ethnics throughout your whole career down there. You know, and the sad thing about it is Coach Gruden was damn good as a color analyst and a commentator. Yeah. You know, for me, it was John Madden, then it was Coach Gruden when it came down to doing his TV. And when he get into the coaching, you know, he won him a Super Bowl at the time, but they took him down from the Ring of Honor through all these allegations and what's going on. But at the same time, man, for me, that's just how I look at it. That's just who you are. That's just who you always been. You just thought you would never get caught. That's just what it is. So it's just sad. It's just sad to see this happen like that, especially, you know, in the middle of the season. But honestly, I think the Raiders are actually do better now since he's gone. You know, I felt like there was a dark cloud. I felt like the organization knew way beforehand. You know, it just finally came out. They didn't think it was going to be this big, but, you know, once you get 650,000 emails, that's a lot of emails that they're looking over, you know, and they say they're not going to release it. So it's going to be a whole lot. It's going to be a whole lot of stuff coming, you know, towards the future. But with Coach Gruden, man, it's just sad to see. He's been in the game for a long time as a coach and an analyst. But when I look at it, Mark, man, I just look at it like that's just who you are. And, you know, it just came out in the public. But it's just so sad because you've been around, you know, different kind of people throughout your whole life. But if you stuck in your ways, and that's just you. Now, we always want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but, you know, that's just what it is. So it's on Coach Gruden. I think everybody, you know, who Coach Gruden probably hurt just want a sincere apology. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no handwritten. I'm sure they won't hear it coming from his mouth, you know. So it's just sad to see. For me, who am I to judge? I'm not here, but it's just a bad situation, you know. And it sucks not only for Coach Gruden, because you can build up things for throughout your whole life, and it just take one moment and everything get torn down, you know. And that's how I look at it. So hopefully, you know, you got to go through this dark hole. And I've been through the dark hole plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? But you always got to fight your way out. So I only look at it like God give you things for a reason. It's on you to change. So if you don't want to change, he gonna close that window, close that door on you. That's just what it is. Now, if you're willing to change, it's gonna be some light at the end of the tunnel. But if you ain't willing to change for the good, then it's not gonna work out. So Coach Gruden, hopefully he can just change some of his ways. Even though you're old on me and you can't change, we all here to learn. So it just sucks, bro. It just sucks because I actually knew Coach Gruden. He actually had me in training camp. Had me in training camp a couple of years ago when Martavis Bryant was there. Took care of me well, too. Took care of me well. Let me come with his team. Let me work out. Sat down with him. Watched some tape with him. Talked about some guys on his team with him. But for this to happen, it's kind of it sucks. I'm upset. I'm upset that he did it and he said it. But I'm upset that it happened to him as well because I knew Coach Gruden. And for me, he never showed that side of me, but it's a lot of things people ain't going to show, in public that they are at home.
Yeah, Ike, you mentioned the 650,000 emails. I'm curious to see what other fallout there is with this because there's a lot of people involved in those emails. So if there are any further repercussions, and I'm talking about people other than just Jon Gruden, because I know this was part of the investigation into the Washington football team. So, I want to provide, it was great reporting by the New York Times. And I know the Washington Post was the initial report about the commentary that about DeMaurice Smith. But when he first resigned, I had friends texting me, be like, wait, that was like, there's just that. And then I had another buddy who was like, no, check out the New York Times report. They've got a follow-up report of, more evidence of commentary that's just, it's just not appropriate. So I do want to go to, there are odds out for who could be the next full-time head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. It's still weird for me to say Las Vegas Raiders. I want to say Oakland Raiders, but is there any coach in the NFL where you think would be a good fit there in Las Vegas? I've got the odds up now.
He right down the street, Eric Bieniemy, the OC for the Kansas City Chiefs.
He's the favorite. He's the favorite.
Okay. Yeah. He right down the street. He's a quarterback whisperer as well. I know Coach Eric Bieniemy for a long time. Him playing at UCLA, him running the ball, him being the OC. I just been knowing the man for him recruiting. He like recruiting out of New Orleans. So I just been knowing Coach Eric Bieniemy for a while. So he right up. He got the players. They got Wilder. They got Zay Jones. They got Henry Ruggs III. They got guys over there. They got some weapons over there. Jacobs, you got a running back. You got a franchise quarterback. So, and now you finally getting the defense where they don't have to rush five. That defensive line for the Las Vegas Raiders, they up there. They top tier. They're not premium.
Crosby's legit off the edge too. Crosby, it's like, let's go hunt quarterback.
Yeah. So they got a nice little overall team, offense and defense. So go get Eric Bieniemy. He right there. He gonna have the offense. He gonna have the offense being very exciting to watch. I think the defense on the defensive side, them boys balling on the defensive side. So when they lose, they've been losing some close games. But by the end of the day, I do know Coach Eric Bieniemy. He is one of the quarterback whisperers, and all his players love him. Whatever position you play, whether you're a safety, whether you're a linebacker, everybody loves Coach Eric Bieniemy on the football team. He's just one of those guys. He's one of the guys. He played the game before, so he understands, what a player is thinking, how a player feel on and off the field. So for me, my first one, I guess you say he is the favorite. I'm going to get Eric Bieniemy.
Okay, yeah, he's the favorite. A few other names that are out there atop of the favorites. Bills offensive coordinator Brian Daboll, Joe Brady, the Carolina Panthers offensive coordinator, then Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. So those are some of the top ones. You've got Byron Leftwich, the OC over in Tampa. Matt Campbell, who comes from so it's like whoever it is, I actually think that they'll be in decent shape. They're probably going to have to wait till the offseason to be able to actually bring in one of those guys. If they bring in Bieniemy, Ike, he's coached in the division before. So to me, it's like you've been in the AFC West. You're familiar with all the teams. That familiarity, I think, could help a lot. And I think you bring up a great point where Raiders have some offense on both sides of the football. One name I wanted to mention, too, before we get to the other Week 6 matchups. How about Sebastian Janikowski at 500 to 1 odds, Ike? The fact that he was listed
You talking about
on this
Seabass?
list. Oh yeah. Yeah.
We call him Seabass. Man, ever since my nephew committed to Florida State, Bishop Thomas, I just retracked back in my career. So either I played with at least 10 guys from Florida State, I've played against at least 20-something guys from Florida State. And one of the most interesting guys is Seabass, we call him, and that's Janikowski. First of all, Mark, if you was with us when you came down at the cigar bar, it would be an all-day tailgating event, if you get what I'm saying. We would probably not walk out that cigar bar messing with Seabass. He's just a ball of fun. So I can see why as a 500, I messed around with him. He's right now what you want to be as a head coach, because he's going to act just like a player off the field.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that, Ike. This is not to take away from Janikowski, who had an excellent leg and a great career.
Oh, 100%.
But if you place a bet on him becoming the next Raiders head coach, you're better off lighting your money on fire. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay. Yeah, let's leave it at that.
It's no knock on Seabass at all.
He had a good time.
Yeah.
He had a good time. Yeah. But right now, as a coach, I need dad in the building. You look at coaches as dads. You don't look at coaches as uncles. They'll look at Seabass as an uncle, and that's too much fun when you're the uncle.
I just love that he was even listed among the odds. I saw him at the very bottom. I'm like, wait a second, because one of the Twitter accounts I follow, I post the clip every year where when Lane Kiffin was the Raiders head coach, he put him out there for a 76-yard field goal attempt.